Hello everyone. Welcome to, this is me, Dusty Circuit here. Welcome to another Kerbal Space Program video. And to recap, in the last episode, we finally managed to land on Minmus, and we actually managed to do quite a bit of science on Minmus. And so far, we've brought back a record amount of science, at least for the series. And we were actually able to unlock quite a few parts, which are going to be instrumental for us for doing interplanetary and even interstellar missions later on. But before we go to another planet, I kind of want to at least do, not that we really need to, but I kind of want to land on the moon at least once, just to kind of show it off, because it does, because we do have like some of the mods installed that actually improve the graphics of the game, and the textures on the moon actually kind of look pretty cool. So I figured before we just jump straight into interplanetary missions, let's maybe do one landing on the moon, and then maybe we lift off and land somewhere else and then go home. And then on the way we could bring back some more science. And then from there, I think maybe we'll do a mission to Duna or somewhere like that. And this is my progress in the tech tree so far, which I actually showed off me unlocking stuff at the end of the last episode. But some of these later nodes require a lot more science. So we still have quite a bit of a ways to go. And we still have quite a lot of planets to explore. In fact, we haven't left Kerbin yet. And it's not that I'm not ready to go interplanetary, it's just I kind of don't really want to speedrun the game in the series. Like, I kind of want to sort of take it a little bit casually, just for especially for my audience who hasn't really seen Kerbal Space Program. Like, some of my audience hasn't really seen any prior videos of this game, though. So I guess kind of for that reason, it's I'm also playing modded, so it's like we're using modded parts as well as stock parts, but like if we're just playing stock, just stock KSP, I feel like we'd get through the tech tree pretty quickly. Probably by episode 10, we would. I feel like we'd already be through the tech tree. But and probably have gone to probably even by episode 15, we probably have gone to Elu. But since we've unlocked more science stuff, let's go ahead and add that. Yeah, this is the one that has our lander on it. I actually modified this so that I could send that rescue missions with Bill, so I could attach solar panels because I forgot to attach them when I built the rocket. But rather than redo the mission, I decided to actually show off the EVA construction. Guess we don't have the gravity, you don't have the gravity detector yet, or the gravioli detector. I'm not sure where that would be. Oh, wait a minute, it's in here. So I guess we don't quite have access to that one yet. But that's okay. Well, because we unlocked better engines, we might as well make use of them. Okay, okay, we still don't have the Separatrons yet for some reason. I guess they're in a different node I haven't researched yet, but we do have these, which is part of the Space Y mod, but these are basically a decoupler with Separatron built into it. And I am not forgetting about batteries this time. Hello, welcome back. So, it turns out that I actually, well, in the making of this video, I've actually ran into the first major problem of at least in making the series, or at least relating to my game installation. So I actually was when I added these solar panels, I noticed the absence of this button here, for just for extending the solar panels, and then I tried adding the action groups to extend solar panels. And I didn't see these options here either. And this actually kind of makes me wonder actually if this actually explains the issues I actually ran into in my previous missions. Whereas I think even though I had a few of these, at least these stationary solar panels, I was still not getting any electricity. And like towards the end of my previous mission to Minmus, I actually was running out of electricity. And that's kind of why I ended that mission early. But it turns out so after a bit of actually uninstalling like mods until the problem fixes itself, well actually what I ended up doing was loading a previous install that I actually had been playing with, prior to making this one. And it turns out whatever the issue is like updating. There's a few mods that it says like in CCAN that like updates are available for, but if I don't update those for whatever reason, if I update those mods, that causes the issue with solar panels. But if I don't update those, then my solar panels work. So I don't know what's going on. Like, well, I looked up I kind of looked up online or on Google what my issue that I'm having, and it seems I've seen a post saying it's related to Copernicus. So I guess I'm just not gonna update Copernicus. And but anyway, well, I fixed that problem, and so I figured I should just fix that problem right now, because it's definitely going to make progressing farther in the game more difficult. It's not having electric charge is kind of a big problem. So now that I have fixed this problem, let's actually get on with this mission, shall we? And I think I said I was going to go to the moon with this rocket, so let's go ahead and do that. This is really the same landers before, only I changed the lift stage out for this one, which was using the mainsail engines. I guess I didn't forgot to explain this in the previous video, but basically this tool right here is called the Maneuver Node Maker, and it's basically like what lets you basically plan out a maneuver, and it's really handy once you know how to learn how to use it. And it's basically this. This is basically this is prograde, which is like to increase your actual orbital speed, and then retrograde, which is going backwards. And then there is it's called normal and anti-normal. These change your inclination. And then this is radial out and this is radial in. Which I'm not actually gonna mess with for this maneuver, but I'm just I guess I'll show more of that in maybe future missions. And the thing is that the period and the comma keys actually are for time warp. And if you hold down Alt, that's that does physics time warp. Physics time warp is mostly used for time warping while during burns, but it is just have to kind of be mindful with actually how much your physical time warp you use, because depending on how complicated your ship is, it could cause at least what the Kerbal Space Program community refers to as a Kraken attack. Just kind of a long-running joke in the KSP community, whereas basically it refers to the physics engine basically bugging out and destroying your ship. And the KSP community kind of refers to it as they've been attacked by the Kraken. We've already done science at the moon, so no real reason to do it here. I'm just kind of just planning out my landing maneuver. Here's kind of the tricky part about landing. On Minmus, this wasn't really a consideration, but here, see like how I actually freaking sticky keys. Anyway, so this is, see how with my surface speed I am at like 400 over 400 meters per second. I have to slow down. I have to bleed all that off in order to safely land. And well, if I just go full throttle right now, it's likely that I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna kill all my speed when I'm still like 10 kilometers above the surface, which is of course not ideal because, well, I actually need to reach the surface. So it's actually wise, it's actually the best thing to do is just kind of have a just enough throttle that you're slowing down, but you're still actually going towards the surface at a decent speed. Oh, and how I'm landing is I basically set the mode of my SAS to retrograde, and that's basically maintaining us on retrograde, which is basically it's like we're facing the opposite direction of where we're moving. So I can basically just feather the throttle so we can maintain a safe landing speed. And there's touchdown. Just doing our science. Yeah, I believe this is, so all these surface textures, I believe, are from Scatter. This is kind of a really it really makes, like, even, like if you played stock KSP and then played with these visual enhancement mods, it's a really, I feel like even that alone changes the experience. So, I mean, I highly recommend you play it with these mods if you have a computer that can handle it. Though my computer actually, I think, is actually kind of overkill for it. And there's our first flag on the moon. Still have plenty of fuel left, so maybe we could go for either another one of these big craters or maybe another spot. Just making sure we're not like on a path to slam into the ground. Oh, those are really going flying, those, what's left of my, my spent lander stages over there. The only thing about kind of this, for like where you're facing retrograde to slow down for landing, is when you get to really slow speeds, it kind of wobbles around. And there's flag number 2. I think we could do maybe one or two more landings. I think we go for this crater here next. Maybe that one. think we're just gonna head home after this landing. I was a little... that last takeoff, I was a little... it's a little bit of a dodo bird trying to actually take off, and I was not sure where I was going, and I ended up going the wrong way, and then I had to burn the other way, and we're kind of wasting fuel in the process. But my rule here is once we go under 1,000 meters per second of delta V, I think we should head home. And we're about to be under that. That's some interesting flavor text. Okay, now we are heading home. And because there's no atmosphere here, we can just simply get into orbit just like within a few kilometers of the surface, so long as we're not going to hit the tops of any mountains. Okay, we are in orbit. And I'm just realizing I'm cutting it rather close on my fuel. Doesn't look good. Well, I guess it doesn't help to took off on this angle. Well, this mission can go one of a few different ways. Either we send a rescue mission up here, that is to rescue our Kerbals and our science, or we try our very best to get into a trajectory to go into Kerbin's atmosphere, or another trick is we get out, we do what we do. I think we did this in another previous mission where we got one of our Kerbals out on EVA and then used their jetpack to push the ship into a trajectory, the trajectory we need to return to Kerbin. Okay, so we're gonna have Valentina Kerman rescue Jebediah and Bob Kerman. It's really more or less the same procedure as I showed in the last video, where we had to rendezvous to attach the solar panels and batteries to the shipper for our Minmus mission. Now we just have to wait till we reach that, the intersect 2 there, and then we just burn retrograde, and then we, just transfer the Kerbals from the stranded rocket and then into the rescue rocket along with our science. And I guess that rocket's just going to stay in orbit until I remove it. I terminate it via the tracking station. Still pretty high thrust engine even in this. I intended this just as a, like I was building this sort of like an Apollo style command pod, but even for that, like this is pretty high thrust engine. And of course I now have RCS thrusters. So I can actually show, we're not actually doing a docking maneuver, but I guess, of course we're not doing docking this time, but docking is actually pretty complicated especially for new KSP players, but in the game we actually have, there's the docking mode, which basically lets you choose between, so with the RCS I can go up, down, left, or right, basically like it's for translation, or there's rotation mode where basically you can rotate around. But in this case, we want to stay in translation mode. I guess that would be linear. And then all we have to do is just transfer our Kerbals and our science to the rescue ship. And then just to untarget this, you just double click on it. Just kind of get away from that thing. Okay, I don't know how about this is going to be with a re-entry. So give that a try, but I'm going to quick save just in case. It's just the concern is coming in too fast or too hot. Oh, I think I forgot a decoupler for that. Well, I guess we'll... It's not gonna... That shouldn't be too worrisome. It's, I guess, worst comes to worst, just our engine or our bottom fuel tank might burn off. And then, and if it doesn't, then I guess we're just going to land on top of it, and hopefully that should at least absorb the impact. And it looks like we're gonna do another more than one pass. It's probably the safest way to do this. And I guess we're going to be landing on the next pass. And we made it. And not bad on the science we got either. So I know what we're gonna need to go for. This is gonna get us more science stuff, which is always good. Oh, this gives us the lab. Oh, I think those are modded ones, or but this oh, this one, we need this one first. And let me go for this. I think it's probably best we maybe save up for kind of save our science for later. My video is over the 1 hour mark now, so I'm gonna end it for today, and the next video is going to be my first actual interplanetary mission. So I thank you all for watching, and if you liked what you saw, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to see my next video, be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Peace out. Bye.